Hey FPC, back again with another interview for our Angels Among Us series this Advent season. And I am joined by Janice Frederick. Janice, thank you, first of all, for joining with me today. Start off with the question I start off with everybody is, how did you get to Lancaster and how did you find us here at FPC?
Well, I began to look for a place where my husband and I could downsize. And we lived in Maryland, and this was an hour away from my friends in northern Maryland, so I thought it was a great place to come, and I've been very happy here. I thought it was going to be a small town, but it's not.
It's a lot of people think that, yeah.
Surprisingly. I found the church. I had friends that knew people in Lancaster and knew about the church. And they sort of introduced me to those people that did come here. And I think it's grand.
Yeah.
I love it here.
And I know that, I've gotten to meet you and know you through some of the outreach and the things that we do as a church, which has been great. Because we don't get to sit and talk with our fellow FPC members as often as we sometimes would like.
Sure, yeah.
So it's been really neat getting to know you a little bit over these last few years. And I said this to Janice before we started. I said, this art side of you I didn't know about. We'd never talked about this before. So I'm intrigued to talk to you today about it. Now, I believe your painting is an oil painting. Is that correct?
Right. Yes.
When did you start? Is oil the main medium that you like to do, or are you just an artist in general?
My kindergarten teacher told my mother to keep me drawing.
Yeah.
So by the age of 10, she started me in an art class, and I went to this woman who was a wonderful artist from age 10 until I started college.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
So I've done art basically all my life. But I know people who started late and have done a beautiful job. So it's just, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah, that you stuck with it.
But my education is architecture.
Yeah, which is also art.
Art, absolutely. It's a broad-based education that includes art and science.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that's wonderful. There's several of the people that we've talked to. They've started as kids and they were just able to continue doing it. They never gave up on it, which I think speaks to the desire to want to create art.
Oh yeah, if it's something you love to do, that's just what you want to do.
Yeah, I always tell my kids, there's always paper and pencil.
Absolutely.
Or crayon or whatever medium you want to use. But now this piece, having the word peace in it. How did you create that? Where did that come from? Was it an actual picture that
It was a newspaper article from Belfast, Ireland. And a friend of mine whom I knew and was a very strong-willed Irish woman. And she saw that it was only about, 8 by 8 maybe photograph. And she asked me if I would do a painting. Well, I was working, and I had not had a lot of time. I had a studio. I started my studio. I started working on it, and I think I've worked on it for 15 years.
Yeah.
So I even added some things into it before I brought it today. So it's kind of been with me a long time, and I just keep going back to it.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and I was going to give it to the lady, but I couldn't find her.
Yeah.
She moved, and I couldn't contact her. So I was very sad about that. But maybe one day.
Yes. Well, slightly selfishly, I'm glad it's here so that we can enjoy it at FPC. Because it is a beautiful piece, and I know we were talking about the whole Angels Among Us thing. And how you said, you were like, well, there's not an angel in it. And I said, I know I said this to you as we were looking at it a little bit ago, is I think we see angels in different ways. And that's the glory of art too, is like I can look at that painting and I can see the angel being the person holding that bird, that dove, and wishing for peace.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like there's angels.
Angels are among them.
Are really,
yes,
truly among us.
Yeah.
Is there a time in your life, or even as you've gotten to know Lancaster, do you see angels among us in our community or in your life?
I think when someone does something for you and you didn't ask for it, you didn't expect it, and it comes, that's when an angel has touched you.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that there are. I think you see kindness and helpfulness and caring is an angel touching you.
Yeah. I completely agree. Well, FPC, if you have a chance to make it in during this Advent season and see the gallery hallway, it's just a beautiful collection of art. Come and join us here at FPC. Meet some of the angels that we have in our community and our life. And thank you again, as always. Thanks, Janice.
Thank you.